July 2026 is full of fire and air. So if you are a fire sign or an air sign, you are stepping into your element here. Leos, you guys are going to be blessed beyond anything that you can imagine. You have Jupiter now in your sign. If you have, let's say, your sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign in Leo, if you have one of your angles in Leo, if you have Mercury, Venus, or Mars in Leo, Jupiter is visiting you, and Jupiter is bringing you all the expansion, all the luck. The sky is the limit. So pay attention and really use this to cultivate and call in the dream life that you wish to bring into fruition for yourself. Okay, let's start out with the first week of July. Mars is so woken up, completely activated the first week of July. Before we get into that, Wednesday, July 1st, we have the moon and Pluto meeting up, both in Aquarius at exactly 4 degrees of Aquarius. Now, this is happening later in the evening at 10:11 p.m. Pacific. However, we are all going to feel this building throughout the day. You know, the moon is in Aquarius. We are calm, cool, and collected. We are cool as cucumbers. Nothing much can affect us, or so it seems. Beneath the surface, that's a different story. And when Pluto comes in and touches that moon, Pluto brings something up from the depths. I like to say Pluto walks around with a shovel and he digs and he digs and he digs. And something comes up that is in your face, that is to be looked at, that is in the forefront. And it can also be something that maybe you stuffed down deeply that you don't want to deal with. It could maybe be something revealed to you that's super helpful. It could be a piece of wisdom coming in, information coming in. So we want to look at this deep emotional thing and we want to analyze it. We want to study it. We want to pull it up from the heart space and let it like land in our intellect. We want to think about it because we're looking at it through an Aquarius lens. So it doesn't have the ability to shake us up as much as if the moon were in a different sign. But we can be very analytical around it. We're looking at the bigger picture of those things coming up to the surface and really how to work with them. So there's some depth entering Wednesday, July 1st that we can work with. It's a very healing conjunction because something wants to be transformed. Something wants to be ultimately healed and let go of under this particular sky. Let's talk about this weekend because Mars is throwing a rager in the sky. Let's just say it like that. All the planets are talking to Mars. Mars is like the star of the show. So a lot of energy this weekend. Friday, July 3rd, Mars and Uranus meet up. Saturday, July 4th, Mars and Neptune speak to each other. Sunday, July 5th, Mars and Pluto speak to each other. So Mars is receiving all the attention and he loves it. He's in Gemini. He's ready to talk to everybody. And it is a leveling up in energy for us too. So we'll start with Friday, July 3rd. Mars meets up with Uranus at 3 degrees of Gemini. It's not going to be exact till late in the evening, 11:08 p.m. Pacific, but we are going to feel the buildup of this starting midweek or so. They're going to stay connected and speaking to each other for a whole week all the way till next weekend. This is huge energy at our disposal. It is impatience. It is recklessness. It is jumping the gun. It is accident prone. It is impulsive. It is this intense desire for independence, freedom, liberation. Don't tell me what to do. Anywhere where we feel trapped or we feel like we have a boss or we feel like we can't authentically move the way we want to move, Mars, we're trying to break free from that. We probably will break free from that because of this energy here. There can also be literal energetic in your physical body, energetic ups and downs. We can have anxiety under the sky. We can have insomnia because there's such an upbeat of energy. Mars wants to go, 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 especially in Gemini. And Uranus is like this buzzing electrical energy that comes in, especially in Gemini. And they're meeting up and holding hands. What can happen is that we take a risk that we haven't been brave enough to do in the past. And it works out. We jump forward and it works out. We break free from something that has held us back and it works out. But also we sort of jump without making sure that there's a safety net. We jump without like looking at a plan B. It's reckless action. And because we're so speedy and we're not really looking left or right for cars, we're just like running into the street, accident prone. So under this buzzing, electrical, lit up sky, remembering to slow down, remembering that we take action and there are consequences that might come in later according to these actions that we've taken. Keeping your wits about you and your brain about you while you are jumping in and doing the thing. It's extremely motivating, but it can be reckless. Then we have some support for this crazy energy. Saturday, July 4th, Neptune is supporting Mars in a sextile. Neptune is going to soften this Mars energy. Neptune is intuition. So what are we taking action towards now? Intuitive action, spiritual action, heart-connected action. It's a beautiful stabilizing effect, if you will, to that volatile, crazy, disruptive Uranian energy coming in. So now we're spiritually motivated. We can also be softened a bit, more heart-centered. We're looking for the meaningful things in life, not just like rushing in and getting to the end goal. Uranian energy, Neptune says, does this mean something? Is my heart involved? Let's soften a little bit, then be this like electrical crackling electricity is what I think of when Mars and Uranus are together, and Neptune softens it and turns down the electrical current a little bit. And then on Sunday, July 5th, Pluto comes in a trine and supports Mars. This is intense and it's passionate, yes, but because it's a supportive aspect, we also have immense focus. On Friday, when Uranus was there, we're looking at everything. We're looking every which way, like, oh, look, squirrel. Oh, look, something shiny over here. Ooh, what's that over there? But come Sunday, laser focus on our goals. We can go far with this. Mars wants to get up and go after something. And when Pluto's supporting Mars, we now have a strategy. We have a plan. We're not as easily distracted like when Uranus is in the mix. So how do we go about going after what we want to achieve? We have lots of courage and lots of bravery right now at our fingertips, and it feels intense, and we're very much impassioned. This is also heightened sexual energy too. We don't want to forget that. You know, Mars is sexual energy and Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. So our desires and our wants and our intimate relationships can really come up into the forefront now. Mars being so woken up, we want to take action this weekend, yes, but we want to do it mindfully, which is going to be the hard part. So maybe remembering that, you know, we have to use our brains too. We can't just jump. The initial energy coming in Fridays, we just want to jump and do the thing. Saturday reminds us to sort of soften into it and make sure it's meaningful to us. And then Sunday says, yeah, we got this. And we have a strategic plan on how to go after our desires and what we want. These three things are lasting all through the week into next weekend. So use this Mars activation consciously, mindfully, and truly look at what your desires are, your goals are, and how you take action going after what you want. And also anger could come to the surface here. We could be very easily triggered. We can have these outbursts of anger as well. And so remembering to say sorry is a big one when Mars is so activated. Okay, big first week of July. I will be back next week and see what's coming in the second week of July.